Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, this is Nick at Heavenlyform again. We're gonna jump into some game design, and yeah, I think I have chat working here in YouTube, so I'm gonna say hello. Yep, and of course Twitch always works. So yeah, we're about to start here. I might just start right away, and we don't have to necessarily wait for the countdown. And we're just gonna pick up where we left off earlier this morning. This morning I did I was actually texturing level 3 of the game that we got. So I was texturing different parts of it. So this is kind of a high-res texture before I actually bake the textures down into what is going to appear in the final game. So I divided level 3 up. So hey, I'm here, and if anyone is out there, you're here, and let's just start again. Again, you can check us out on Twitch, and Twitch TV, and YouTube, and you could test out an early access version of the game through Steam or through itch.io. So yeah, let's see how much we could do tonight. And if you're watching and hit me any questions, any questions or any topic you want to talk about. It doesn't necessarily have to be about a game or anything. It could be about what you're doing. And yeah, so let's go right into Blender and start. Maybe we could do some noodling around in 3D code just for fun. So let's see. So here we are. Let's go into look. Oh, so this is actually an old version of the level that we had here. So let's go back and see if we could find. Keep opening that one. Okay, level 3 area 1. Okay, so this is the one that we were working on this morning. And if we hit shader right here, we should see all the stuff that we were shading. Should see, but for some reason, okay, it took a while for the textures to load. Okay, here we go. You just have to click the play button for the interactive. Yep. So I'm gonna move on to this building here. We're just gonna go in this quick shade, and let's deal with it a little bit at a time. So these columns, what do we want these columns to be? I'm thinking something like gold might be kind of cool, and then something concrete maybe. But actually, this part here and this part here should be the same. It should be concrete, and maybe this part here is red. Let's just drop a material on it. Okay, brought up my material. Took a little while there. Let's just do like so. Yeah, let's just start dropping some color down on this thing. I know these have a specific kind of red color to it, so maybe let's see if we can duplicate that and use that. So chrome red. Let's go back to this one here and let's get rid of this. Looks like it's chrome red too. And let's see what we get when we hit the shade. Let's give this a different color, a different name, sorry. Call this golden. Just give it a name. You don't have to, I mean, you could rename these things better after. Okay, so I don't want any shiny on this. Alright, so let's just zoom in and see what we got for shininess. It's pretty shiny. So let's get rid of some of that. So there's like a Fresnel going on here. But I like some of the textures. Let's unhook that. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Let's grab this color and drop it on there and see what we get. Okay, so it kind of holds up. Also might want to make this a little brighter red. So I'm going a little bit more into... Actually, let's get back this red and let's go a little higher in the brightness. Okay, and I'll leave the specularity, but what I'm going to tune up the roughness. So now specularity to bring back some of that red color. No, it's not metal. I'll just get rid of that. And there's like a little bevel normal. Let's see if that's actually affecting anything. Kinda does. So let's leave that there. 16 sample, that's fine. And it's filtering through all these things to give it some sort of nice color. So this is the edge color here. Just go to edge color like a little red here. And let's make it brighter. Actually that really hides it, so let's go back like this. Let's make the radius a little bit bigger of the edge. Is it 3? Yeah, and let's go like this, like so. I'm just going to select this and just do a apply transform to this just to make sure that all the scales are correct on this. Let's see if this has a, yep, and there's a mirror modifier. So for now I'm going to collapse that. Control C, Alt C to make it a thing. I kind of like the way all this white wraps around this, but we're gonna try for something a little more regal. So this is a float, like a floating red thing. Let's see if we could get a little more red. Let's turn the specularity down. And I'll make the roughness 0.8. Yeah, specularity 0.3. It's a little something, but it's not too crazy. Okay, that's edge there. Put some roughness on this. Okay, so it's a little bit of an edge on it. It's kind of like a floating red thing. Maybe it needs like some sort of texture on it. So let's look for an interesting texture here. Actually, this is going to 64. I think at 32. my CPU for the viewport should be okay. 32 samples actually. So right now I have 64 samples and it really runs it nice and clean. Or I don't need it that clean, so let's go into Blender here. Let's go sampling viewport. It says 64, I'm gonna go 32, keep it even. And it already has denoising. I'm turning denoising off and see what happens. So it's just 32. But we don't need anything like crazy smooth. It just has to be good enough. Yeah, so that's 32. So noise, just hit that some denoise. That's fine. This is fine. Okay. So I think these ribs should be definitely some sort of like metal. My problem is I don't know if I should carry that down. Anyways, let's deal with one thing at a time. Let's give this some sort of concrete detail, concrete wall. See what this looks like. Wow, we have some nice paneling right here. I think I might actually use something like this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna jump forward and just drop this straight in the surface. Go into the quick preview right here. It's a flat. I'm gonna go box. I'm actually gonna add like a UV object. Let's do that. Grab. Let's put that right there. What's the name of this guy? Let's see, F2. Box mapping 02. Yeah, let's leave it like that. It's fine. Okay, let's see how this is box mapped over here. Right here. I'm just gonna copy this. Go back into here. Look at my texture. And I'm going to box map it the same way. Is that box mapping 02? Yep, box mapping 02. Object. Okay, let's see what I have wrong here. The box mapping 01, the point. Repeat. Single box name. That technically should work. Let's just see if we unwrap it, just in case. When all else fails, unwrap. Let's just see what this does once I unwrap it. This shouldn't affect anything, but I don't know why I'm getting that strange smearing. Let's just take a look in the UV editing. Oh. Let's try applying again. That's weird. Let's take a look at the properties here. None of that. I don't seem to have anything wrong with it, so let's go back into shading. Okay, here we go. It's back on track. Okay. So, you got object, you got the box. Okay, let's look for something interesting. Yeah, so this is right as it is. I need to rotate this already. Oh, look how that changed. That's interesting. We could rotate it in another way. So let's just scale it to begin with here. Yeah, so that's wrapping like that. I think I want it oriented in the other direction. So let's see. 90. I don't know if it's a... Yeah, that's some really odd behavior. We'll have to deal with... Wow. Box mapping, we don't want it to blend. Yep, single image, linear. Let's try going through here. Let's just see if it's any kind of weird thing to do with this. No, it's just strange. Okay, rotations are fine. Anyways, we will deal with that in time to come. Last time, let's see. See what UV does. Huh, it's interesting how it doesn't... Yeah, so when you're doing UV layouts, this happens a lot. I think maybe because it's not like a square texture. Could be the reason. Oh, go back into shading. You know what? Let's render this and see if it's actually like that. Yeah, it's all kinds of screwed up. Yeah, that's all kinds of screwed up. Let's make sure set back face culling, drop some cavity on there for this, and let's just go randomize all the texture. Yeah, see, it's mapping right for this way. Well, it's actually not that correct. It didn't like when I rotated that, so let's put that back to 0. How odd. QA. Yeah, I should be able to rotate that. I mean, I've done it. Let's see, mapping. Maybe because it's not an actual box, maybe? Let's get rid of that. That'd be really odd. So let's see. Cube. Scale. So it's mapping. Oh, my caps lock is on. Okay, so let's try that again. Basically the same thing. Let's take a look at, you know, when these things happen is when you have to go into the application you have there and really check it out. See what the scale on this is. Yeah, scale is 15 opposed to 0. Wow, that's really strange behavior. I haven't seen anything like this with Blender acting like this. Anyhows, Maybe what I'm not seeing is the center of where this is. But oh, that could actually be the problem. Let's see. Let's see if that fixed it. Not even. Let's just double check these things. So all this was zeroed out. It actually took the... Wow. So you can't rotate the box mapping. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you could rotate it after the fact, but not during the operation. Let's see. That doesn't make any sense. No, you actually can. Oh, that's what's happening. It's stretching. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, so that's, could have seen that over here. Okay, that's fine. Let's look for a vertical one. Let's not beat up our heads on this too much. We have to figure that out later. Like, what's the big deal? Should be able to rotate that box mapping, but that's really strange. Maybe you never could have never noticed. Which, you know, also has happened. Okay. So flat or go box. Get rid of this guy. Yeah, I think this is a good texture for it. Let's just make sure we got it dark middle. Yeah, that looks pretty much in the middle. I like what the texture is doing. Okay, so now to make this like a red version of that. So okay. I'm gonna plug this guy back in here. Oh, we're gonna mix RGB node. Let's plug that guy in right here. And before we plug it in, let's just grab the color that we want it to be. Right. So what I'm saying is that some one of these are gonna be completely taken over. Oh, it's gonna plug into here. Okay, so the factor is gonna be this. So technically, make one of these darker, you're gonna see the texture pop through. Okay, so I want it the other way around. Let's just leave it, let's leave it here. And what we could do to strengthen the effect of it, we could add a curves. I like this, it has a kind of dirty feel. And so rather than just going completely, let's go like a slightly off version of this. Like so. And of course we could feed this into a bump map. But before we do that, let's just take a look at what it, what we're getting from this. Oh yeah, that looks great. It's dirty and detailed. I think the box mapping should. I'm seeing a seam here, and I think the box mapping wants to come a little more this way. Like so. Okay, let's see if we can get some a normal map going from this. So it already has a bevel normals. Do we really need that? I don't think so. But we could merge them. So for now I'm gonna deselect that and let's go normals. Go normal map. Actually, the bump map and we make a normal map from it. Okay. This is gonna split off. I'm thinking I might need an invert. So let's just disconnect this for a while. Let's make this guy all white, or some version of off-white. Yep. I'm gonna test out the bump map. Bring them down just a smidgen. Okay. Let's bring it a little bit closer. You have our curves here, which makes it really strong. Oh yeah, and the bump map already has an invert, so that's kind of cool. So let's go height, plug into the height, and let's go normal, and see what we get. That's not bad. It's a little strong though, but I do want those lines to be recessed. So let's go 0.5. Let's go distance 0.5 also. So let's do the distance 1. Let's bring down the strength to 0.1. See what we got. Okay, we got a little bit of a hint. Let's bring that up. 0.2. Okay, that's kind of cool. A little bit of a rough texture there. Bring the specularity up just a smidgen. Actually, let's leave the specularity like that. So we got our bump mapping. We got our 2 bumps going. If I invert this, what'll happen? Yeah, we'll leave so I think this is fine the way it is. Let's do a mix. Wonder if this will help. Let's see if that'll actually work. Alright, so that's not working. So we'll do like that. Let's go to bump normals here. What was this normal doing? Let's take this bevel normals and see what it was doing. It should technically create like a micro bevel type vibe. Okay, I'm watching this very edge right here to see if it makes a difference. Let's make the radius a little bit bigger. 1. I'm not seeing too much of a difference on this object. I do see a little something. Let's do radius 1. And if I put radius to 0, what will happen? You have as a more defined edge. 0.5. Yeah, it gives it a kind of like a hint of an edge. Maybe samples is up too high. I better go 8 and that. Anyways, I don't see that much of a difference to justify that. But let's see if I plug the normal in here, what will happen. Yeah, I think it's combining the 2 right there. Yep. I think if like you do 16, it makes it tighter. Okay, I'm gonna go 0.25. Yeah, I think that's the action right there. Okay. So we got it. So we know that's working. So now let's plug our texture in there. Let's make these black parts here a little can we make those a little shiny or Should we just leave those alone? I think we should leave them alone. I mean, you could try to like paste another color on there, which might be interesting as a mask. Yeah. Oh, let's do that again. I'm gonna plug this directly into here and take a look at it. Let's see what this curves is actually doing. If we could see it happen. Yep. It's a little bit stronger. Okay, so black is nothing and white is something. Let's do something like this and splash some kind of weird paint on there. And what we want to do is to change this to black and white. So that's all. UW, RGB to black and white. There we go. Yeah, I think that might be it. So like, this could be like some sort of paint. Okay. So we got all these things going into here. Let's do another mix. Just happen to know that this means, let's do something like this. So this is a factor. Let's see if we get it. If we get this right. I think that's right. I think we got it. Yeah, so that's some sort of like paint or something. But we could actually put a material in there. And we can make the material pretty shiny. Oh, come on, stop. So I'm gonna do like this. Oh, actually, what we want to do is to, okay, hold on here. So this should be, okay, so this texture is going in here. Oh, we want to mix shader. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's do the mix shader. Alright, once we mix in materials, that's what you want. Okay, so the one on top here, the one on the bottom. And you want this going directly to here. And you want this to influence it. Give it a second. There we go. Now, if we render this, you can actually control how shiny this thing is. So roughness 0.2. Let's turn up the metallicness of this. Let's just make sure it's working. Okay. Go bright red. Yeah, I like that. So this should be flipped. There we go. Yeah, because you want things that are recessed to be darker. Let's do something like that. A little bit brighter. Yeah, this has some roughness. This doesn't really have much roughness. Okay, looking good so far, guys. Okay, so I think the way this one works is that I want to then plug this into where the shader was right here, and then plug the last thing into here like so. There we go. So you got some edge. Yep, that works. Wow, that worked surprisingly well. Okay, let's quickly go back to a quick shade. It has to work through all these processes to generate this preview right here. That's very cool. It's amazing how Blender actually, you know, could deal with these things like that. I'm going to actually look at the thing and decide what it should be. I mean, should this be an extension of this going up and grabbing this cube? I mean, that'd be interesting. Maybe the bottom here should be this material. Yup. So we could just actually select these two like so. And we could do like a link material. Link material. You see, and it linked it. Well, let's just take a time and look at here for a minute. It has the same material and everything like that. So this is also mirrored, so we're just going to collapse this by Alt-C, make it into a mesh. I'm going to select everything, go into my UV editing. Alright, then I'm going to go U, Smart Project. And select all here, and I'm actually using a tool here called UV Pack Master 2. It's a plugin you could buy for Blender. It's pretty good. It like packs everything really efficiently. So okay, and what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to apply scale and rotation. Let's go back to shading. Yep, and that seems to fix a lot of stuff. So comes like a floating, yeah, this flows right up in here. And I'm thinking I want to make these things like some sort of metal or something. But let's see what we're working with. Okay, so far so good. mean, we could always drop, like, okay, let's apply this modifier here. Let's do the same thing to this just to make sure that everything's all squared away. So smart UV projection. Let's just select everything here, pack. Okay. So it's a good habit to do some basic UV unwrapping, you know, and then you could do manual wrapping when you have like more intricate pieces. Let's try to add this material on it. So I'm just going to select that and then select this right here. And let's go L link. So I'm trying to use materials that we've already been using in the level. It does look ominous. I don't know if I like it though. I don't know, I'm thinking the white really lent to it. So yeah, let's Control Z that. I'm looking. So we got our reds going in this level, like spots of reds. We got like this red here and some of that. I made this a little bit brighter over red. Get some of these kind of splashes of what I took to be paint. Maybe I go a little bit brighter. Maybe this goes a little darker. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. So this has some edge factors going on to it. I think we might want this. In this material here. Let's see what materials we have here. Metal chroma red. Yeah. Wow. Let's just drop that on there. That looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? I'm thinking that that's the same metal chrome red that's on these. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it looks really bloody, you know? Okay, I'm gonna bring in an element here just to see if this level is balanced enough. Actually, let's turn the ceilings on. I'm thinking I might want this to be like a white, so I'm gonna duplicate this. Red is nice, but I'm thinking that this white is gonna be even better. Let's go like a little bit like so. Actually, go to black. Let's bring that up to there. Go here. Let's go black. That's not bad right there. Let's make this thing go a little bit more contrast. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's make this really white to pop out. thinking that's fine. Let's hide the ceiling. Originally I wanted it gold. Let's see what gold looks like. I'm thinking it could look cool, but no. Let's stick with this. It'd be nice if something else had that. If these things here had that. So these are the things that you discover as you go along. What things that could work and things that don't work. Maybe that should be the only red thing. Maybe these should also be that that chrome. I mean, you won't see too much because it's actually going to be. Let's put a ceiling in. Let's go chrome. Yeah, let's do that. There should be a light in that ceiling, so we might have to model some stuff later. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I think that worked out. Let's go down to our little guy here. Let's give this a slightly blue tinge. Make it a little bit colder. Okay. Come in here. It's a slide blue. Slide cold. Yep. A little bit more there. Okay, so the last thing we would have to do would be a ceiling element, and then I could like go ahead and just bake down all these concepts, all this, you know, bake down this section for the, you know, for the game. We go back into layout. So I'm watching this now. I'm wondering what could actually be like a nice light source, and I'm thinking these ribs that I made could be a light source. Although recessed light sources always seems a lot cooler, I'm thinking that these ribs might be just as cool too. Let's see what we got. Let's isolate it, place it. Okay, so just separate it as a selection. Alright, so you can make these into lights. And this, I think I'll make this that darker strip there. So let's undo this. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the roof, select that dark strip. Let's use a select material. It's kind of basically black. I don't know how well that's gonna work, but let's make this into a light. See if I have any light materials. Nope. So it's gonna be a new light. And I'm gonna just use a basic emission shader. And let's do the emissions like 6. See what we got. So yeah, so it does light up some of it. I think that looks pretty cool. But normally, like the colors, I normally make them into colors, so let's just do like that. Let's go 12 and see what that does. I think this color being black really doesn't do the ceiling any justice. Maybe we have some of this floor material back up in there. Actually gonna try to go more yellow with that. Oh, nope. You know, we don't want it to take away too much from that. I'm just gonna do some of this. And I'm not gonna fuss too much with it. I'm gonna leave it like so. I'm gonna try to bring some of that material back up in here. So before we even do that, you know, let's just take care of the fact that this is good. See again. Save. Okay. Select all those. UV project. So we got a UV projection front. Okay. Select all that. Okay, now let's try a different material on it. The reason why I'm not like making a unique material for it, because like sometimes that's what you do, you repeat patterns. Normally the ceiling and the floors are two different things. But let's just see what we get by if we don't, what I could do is duplicate this material black. Okay, let's try one thing at a time. So select that. I'm gonna link the material. Let's see what we got. Looking interesting. Let's see how that looks. Okay. I think it looks interesting, especially seeing that part of my seeing that this is actually going to be covered. So it's good that some other part is getting it. Yeah, I think that works. Maybe this is too much normal matte. Let's take a look. Maybe we could duck back the red a bit. Make it a little more uniform. Let's go just 0.2. Oh. Double check everything, make sure everything is fine. It's looking good to me. Let's take a look to see what the final hooray is going to look like. The final. Actually, didn't want any origins. There we go. I think that's fine for our needs, and let's just bring that other element in here. Okay, I think it will work. Okay guys, so that's it. Yeah, I mean, thanks for watching. You know, this is, you know, we're putting together this game called Soul 3000, and it's a game about the future. It's a game about discovering certain truths or alternate truths. It's about Jesus coming and what his kingdom is kind of going to be like when Satan is let loose again to deceive the earth. and the kind of things that so it's kind of parallel with how, you know, we are deceived in this earth and right now. So, you know, it's a fantasy game. It's going to be fun, and yeah, thanks for tuning in and checking us out. So we'll see you in a little bit. Take it easy. This is Nick out. You guys have a great night. I may be on tomorrow, definitely Monday, God willing. You guys have a good night. Goodbye.